Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever in the world you're watching from, and welcome to Athena Games UK for another Magic broadcast. Tonight is Wednesday, and that means it's our once per week different format to Friday Night Magic. This week, Legacy. Joining me today in the booth, I am, of course, I should introduce myself, George the Phailhaus Marriott. And joining me today is the Legacy specialist of our store, Stephen Dirty Girl Newman.
Can't believe it.
You knew.
Hello.
You knew it was coming.
I did suspect that something like that would go on, yeah.
So,
this is true.
This is our first Legacy stream in store.
Yeah.
Definitely not our first Magic stream.
No.
I've done plenty of those, and we recently had our Modern Pro Tour qualifier on there. Were you on the stream for that one?
I nearly got on the stream.
You were nearly, and then I caused an error.
Emergency repairing that happened.
Yeah, because I'd already played the other guy whose opponent had dropped, and my opponent had dropped. And so
my potential moment of joy was cruelly taken away from me.
And it would have only been Jund, though. It wasn't eggs. It wasn't eggs.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have done that to you.
Yeah.
I don't think that's...
I wasn't doing that.
I
So
would not recommend that go on stream.
I would be on stream the next day, but they didn't have a stream in Cambridge. No. That would have been fun. Anyway.
They barely had enough room. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, we're talking about Modern.
We had
This is Legacy. Modern's half of Legacy. So the great thing about Legacy, of course, nearly everything is kind of there and legal, which is always good news.
Then you have access to lots and lots of different archetypes, which you just aren't allowed to play with in other formats because people are sad.
That's right. So we already have a question from the chat. If you do have any questions, pop in the chat, and me and Mr. Newman will do our best to answer those. So the first question being, what's your view on Legacy Burn, and is it better if it's foil?
Yes, of course it is. Yes.
From Kyle, aged 7. Burn is Burn.
Burn is a good
de facto,
deck. It's a
literally
really good deck. It doesn't get the respect that it deserves.
One of the best decks in the format. Because people lose to Burn.
Realise that it's brutal.
Turns out Bolt still good.
Hurts me.
Turns out Price of Progress really good.
Can ruin me. Badly.
Turns out Burn good cards.
Yeah.
And in Legacy there are more of them, and they're varied. I mean, you hate it. You're a Lance player. You play what? A basic?
And basic, yeah.
Pop is really good.
Yeah,
Burn was my first Legacy deck that I ever played. Owned it online for a while. That was very good.
I mean, we've got a lot of modern players that have played it, and it's kind of like a small upgrade. So it's an easy way of getting them into the format, and then they can
but it's also one of those decks that it requires, compared to modern, Burn in Legacy also requires a lot more skill, a lot more play around, knowing what to do when, and being able to play in your opponent's turn and around it. One of the greatest plays I've ever seen in Legacy was... what's his name? Adrian Sullivan playing Burn against Maverick, and like literally just sick outplaying his opponent. So playing around absolutely everything, playing around Pride Mage on Sulfuric Vortex to win the game. It's like really cool.
Nice.
And plus, who doesn't like playing Sulfuric Vortex? I want that in Modern. But yeah, I think Legacy Burn's great. So obviously you're a Lance player, not playing tonight.
No, I'm doing this instead. First time.
Impossible to see on stream Lands deck that in store is not going to be on stream tonight.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, the all foil Lands deck.
I could recognise the cards.
That card?
You've got me here.
It's not shiny. It's a dual or a basic.
Yeah. Or Mox Diamond.
Yeah, or Mox Diamond. Is Mox Diamond on the reserve list?
No.
Okay, so eventually,
they did it from the vault printing of it, but I don't like the way the foiling process works out on those, so they don't get it.
It was Patrick Sullivan, not Adrian Sullivan. Yeah,
wow.
It's a fantastic thing. Kyle, put it in the chat. Kyle, aged 7, from Norwich.
Why isn't Kyle here?
He is working. Fortunately,
he isn't.
I believe the term would be working.
Okay.
Probably no one is in the restaurant or needs anything in the restaurant right now. So Kyle's Burn deck is here though. Brendan is wielding it.
Okay, cool.
So we do have foil Burn, which
good.
at least in Burn when they play a spell, it probably just does something damaging.
Some amount of damage to something.
You just wait for the life dice to change and you're like, aha, it was this.
We've worked it out. We've cracked the code.
It's all fine. So, but yeah. So I mean, I know Patrick's here, which means D&T or Belcher or Storm.
Yeah.
He does have Storm now.
Jamie's here.
Yeah, so which means that, you know...
I think we've got some Infect in the room.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Jamie's going to be on a Rug Delver, because he probably hasn't
I hope so.
Changed anything since last month, like he keeps meaning to.
He has got some ideas, though, something he might try tonight. So if we do...
Is it by any chance a smallpox deck.
No.
That's interesting.
It's changed to Rug Delver that he's been playing around with on Modo, so he's going to possibly try that tonight. So if we get him on stream, maybe we'll put him in and ask him how it goes. Pretty good.
Matt Horn's here, which probably means everyone's favourite forest folk.
Yes, they will be. Yes, and he'll have a tabernacle-free evening.
Yes.
So maybe that will cheer him up.
What did you guys think of the Mono Red Storm list? No. Do you mean in Legacy? Because if you mean Legacy, no. Why would you ever not play Tendrils? And black is just better. As someone who likes the colour red in Magic and likes Storm in Legacy, play blue-black Storm because it's better comparatively to a mono red Storm list. Unless you're talking like the 8 Moon list, which kind of can play like Storm, which is still terrible. Especially now. Big rules change, obviously, that I'm sure you're happy about.
Yeah.
I'm less happy about it.
Yeah, I think the change to Blood Moon and Magus.
Yeah, it does cancel out. It cancels out a lot more things. Like it means that Cavern doesn't do Cavern things after a Blood Moon. Vesuva doesn't.
Yeah, because you comes in as a blank mountain. And then
it does nothing.
Into an empty Vesuva.
Yeah, it actually has no text on it. I like Alex127's reply of Mono Red Storm is fun but not good, and this is from an Ant player. I've probably played. Well, no, I don't think. I actually don't know what Legacy deck I played most because I tend to borrow them. I don't own a Legacy deck, unfortunately.
I think you've probably borrowed. You've probably borrowed Ant from me more than anything else.
Yeah, Eldrazi's probably nearly the same. To be fair,
I don't have that any longer.
Yeah,
Didn't enjoy it.
It was terrible.
Didn't enjoy it.
It was really good until I think roughly the weekend we went to the Legacy tournament where I played it and it wasn't good anymore.
Stomped into the ground.
At which point it was no longer a good deck. Not because I did badly with it. I just think at that point everyone had gone, wait, it's just a creature. Yeah, you just beat it.
It was it had some good stuff. And one of the guys I played at recent GP, that was the deck he'd just finished out of the tournament. So he'd just gone around all the vendors, picked up his City of Traitors, and he was enjoying it.
Yeah, it's a fun deck to play. There is very little more fun than murdering your opponent on turn 2 with a bunch of 5/5 aardvarks, but
that very rarely happens.
Yeah, I don't think I ever.
So what time are we kicking off? Is it?
We'll be kicking off at 7. So everyone is downstairs busily eating Milky Bars.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've got a good variety of stuff going to be in the room. I mean, what do we have normally?
Usually we get around. Well, we've got close to 20 players.
Yeah, and we're looking at mostly that tonight.
Like 16 distinct decks.
Yeah, so we're probably looking at Elves definitely, a Delver, at least one Delver deck, maybe Reanimator, Storm, D&T or Belcher, maybe both. To be fair, Todd is here as well.
Yeah.
So
he's on Infect. I think he's got some practice in for.
Yeah, he's completed it as well. There's going to be a fair amount of different things, which is really, really good. So Dad mounts her for game 1 on stream, depending on his opponent.
Dad mounts her.
Is Grixis Delver still the strongest deck? I don't think Legacy has a strongest deck. I think Legacy has good decks and very good decks. I don't think it has like that one deck standing above all, just sort of laughing in the face of everything else. I think once upon a time, that was true, where you had some decks that were just truly brutal, like Show and Tell for a while was, and Miracles. But I don't think there is one. I think Miracles was the last one to do that, realistically. Or Dredge.
I quite like the four colour control Leovold
check pile
stuff.
I love the name check pile.
I love
such a silly name.
So good.
Yeah, I think that's a really good. I think those decks are really, really good. Next deck I'll build is probably New Miracle. Yeah, Grixis Delver is definitely tier 1. I don't think it's the best deck, but I think it's a super solid deck. I think Delver is fantastic in Legacy. I mean, that was the first Legacy deck when we did the first Legacy event here at Store. I played Rug Delver, obviously proxied. I don't own duels, and I think it was amazing. I think Rug Delver has some issues now in other in other cards.
You've still got the Believers.
No, I'm a believer in Rug Delver. I am a believer, but comparatively to what it was then, it's a bit different. It's a bit like Goblins. Goblins used to there were so many cards that tried to kill Goblins, and it's like they slowly ate away at what Goblins did, and then Deathrite Shaman came along and was like, look, just stop it. Stop doing these things, silly deck. And it was like, oh, okay. Because I would have loved to build Goblins, but sadly Goblins is just terrible. Yeah. If someone plays Deathrite Shaman, you're like, well, my lackey cannot turn sideways anymore. That is a 1/2, and you gain 2. Oh, okay. This is going to be fun. I like the new Miracles this thing.
Yes.
I like not having top in the format. even though I don't particularly agree in banning top as the way to get rid of miracles.
No, I was hoping that they would get rid of
Balance.
Monastery Mentor,
Counterbalance.
just to drop it down a bit. Because
Counterbalance.
those top loops that they were getting into with that was just ridiculous.
I think it was ridiculous.
And
But
losing
top's the unfair card in that
And,
scenario.
and yeah,
isn't it?
but losing an awful lot of other decks like Doomsday was basically annihilated
True.
at that point. Yeah, no one really plays it.
Yeah.
It's a lot
I
of
mean, it was
these
played
pet
in
decks,
Storm.
and they
Storm
love
hasn't
it.
been truly affected by it, but I legitimately actually think that Storm losing top was a huge thing. Because there was that lovely bit where you're playing Storm and you're like, I'm just going to top for a bit. And eventually you figure it out in the way you're ordering it.
So I would have preferred them to have dropped the Mentor out.
I'd love to ban Counterbalance.
Just to try and weaken it a little bit. I think Counterbalance, you take that away, it's a big problem.
No, I think that would have been fine.
No.
I like resolving
Anyway,
spells.
They-
I love to resolve my
resolving
spells.
spells are great, but I think
Yeah, but I mean, I think I quite like Newman.
I'd have preferred top to not have been the
Yeah.
one that got the axe, just because of the impact on other decks.
I also think the minor thing is with top, you've always got the time aspect. It is just a card that takes forever.
Yeah, I mean, there's an argument around people that play the deck should have a license to play the deck so that they can top effectively.
There's people. I feel like if you ever take more than a minute doing things with top, you lose a finger. And then when you run out of fingers, they just take a hand.
Yeah.
I think at
I mean,
that
it would
point.
just be
I mean, after two fingers,
a
how
slab of
much
flesh, right?
After two fingers, or maybe a joint. After a joint or two, you're not going to take long with your top. Your top activation is this. Yes.
You're going to make a horrific mess of the playmats.
I mean, it's true. You're going to bleed profusely.
Yeah, it's not
But
good.
I feel like a capital punishment would have been fine by Wizards. The DCI probably not allowed to do that. To be fair.
Well, they made their choice, though. They
Yeah,
took
I
top
mean,
out.
but New Miracles is still a thing though.
Mm.
Like everyone was like, "Oh, the death of Miracles, no more control," and then it was like, "The death of Miracles
turns out
is
the deck is still pretty good.
the death of Miracles has been widely misreported." It was very much a thing of, it was kind of a Lannister send their regard moment. It was like just someone just stabbed Miracles, and it just was like, I'm going to keep going actually. Hi guys. Is Quick Beat George there? He's in the chat. He's not here. I believe he's in Edinburgh. Portent is a great card. It's very silly, but it's one of those cards. It's the same as Miracles has always been around though. Like ever since I started playing Magic and got into the extended form as Modern and Legacy, Miracles has always been there, and the fact that it's still there is quite good, even though it doesn't just top all the time. When we were playing Burn online, I was getting really frustrated whenever they had a top in play. It's like bolt. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, I had the same experience with this Life of the Limbs never getting cast. Bringing in Besages.
Just to cast Life from the Loam
so it's-
kind of sucks.
So it's okay, if it gets countered, fine, you dredge it back the next time, you try and cast again. When you actually want it to matter, then you use your Besage to force it through.
But it's one of those things where you kind of feel like you're playing a deck, even though lands wins in an unfair way, it plays very fair Magic at the start of a game, the same way that Burn kind of plays fair Magic in that respect.
It needs a little
It felt
bit
like
of
a
time.
way of just getting punched in the face while you were trying to just play things. You're like, all I want to do is resolve Life from the Loam. And they're going, no, the whole time. And then you're like, okay, I'll pay 2 life. And they're like, woo.
How are we doing?
Do we have pairings?
We have parents.
Excellent. Can you share them with us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jack Hudson and Ian Drew,
No.
Colin Smith and Matthias, Todd and Matt Horn, Brendan and Patrick Mouncer, and Gerard has a bio. So I can tell you the matchups.
Yeah, that'd probably be a
So
good idea.
Omnitel versus Abzan stuff.
Nick Fit.
Nick Fit. Matthias maybe on Soldiers, don't know what Colin's on.
Probably Reanimator.
Matt's on definitely Elves. Don't know what Todd's on actually.
Infect.
Brendan's definitely on
Infect.
Burn. Patrick could be on
D&T,
could be on D&T, could be on Belcher.
Shall we run Burn versus...
Burn versus
No.
Patrick.
That sounds terrible, because if it's Belcher, it's going to be over in 3 minutes, and then we've got to wait. Colin Matthias wouldn't be a bad idea if Colin isn't on Reanimator. But I feel like Infect Elves is a really sweet matchup.
Give it a
Of
go.
course that's
Let's
what
do
Todd's
it.
on.
Yeah? Shall we go with Infect Elves?
Todd and Matt?
Yeah.
I think.
Sweet. So, we will be swapping over to the correct screen in a moment. Brendad versus Dad mirror match. That would be confusing if that's what we were referring to people as.
I'm already confused, and I know these people.
Yeah, no. I like the way Dad's dad. That's an interesting one. So, right, we don't know who's on which side.
Not yet, we
which is
don't.
Super useful. Luckily, I'm guessing you did this.
I did this, yes.
Sweet. Well, whilst we're waiting for them,
Do we have
yeah,
any
Matt is on
soldiers?
soldiers. Yeah, all we need to do is where is it? Put format there. Let's change this bit, and then yeah, there we go. So I'll stop that for the moment, just so we don't randomly start timing already. I'm going to guess that's Matt Horn on the right and Todd on the left. So I am correct. So this is going to be probably a reasonably good game here. Elves is my love in Legacy. Someone is trying to speak to me urgently. Less urgent than Magic. And Infect is
Going to be
silly.
interesting. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Infect is that deck where you sit down and you're like, oh man, we're going to have a really... Oh, I'm done.
Yeah, we had a few practice games before this. Just
Oh, I got it
get a bit
wrong.
more experience with against the deck, but yeah,
Yeah,
fairly even.
Sadly, I guessed wrong. I think they swapped on me.
Just to troll you. That's
I
really
feel
not
like they
fair.
knew. Like, George is going to guess where we're sat.
We're going to mess with him.
No, that wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, thank you, George, for telling me that in the chat. So yeah, Elves is the first one. It's such a fun deck to play. I had it online for a really long time. I borrowed it so back when I used to stream on Monday nights for the store, I borrowed it and played a Legacy 4 round queue back before leagues, and played against like 3 Stoneblade decks in Miracles, which is just terrible for Elves, and 4-0'd it because I'd watched a fair amount of Elves on my SCG, and I'd watched Judy and Nab a fair amount, so Matt rolling an 8 there. We may not be able to read the cards, but I can tell you the dice rolls. Todd rolled a 9. But, oh my god, you just sometimes learn to play around everything. When I turned 2 natural ordered against Miracles on their Malta 5 and got Rurikthar game 1, and my opponent just conceded.
Okay, so what do we got going here?
Todd's
A
got
couple of
2
Inkmoths
Ink Moths, a
next, a
Gitaxian
Forest.
Probed Forest, Become Immense, and a Windswept Heath. Matt has got Heath, Leovold, one of those is probably
guess that's
Gaia's
Gaia's
Cradle, and probably some Elves.
Mhm.
I'll start the time here. Which is not working because I pressed the wrong button. Don't know.
We're good.
We have a timer. So Todd's taking a mulligan here, which is pretty fair. That was a pretty anemic hand. In the fact that the only invaders he had were 2 Ink Moths. And he had a Become Immense. You're a while away from
There's
casting
nowhere
Become
near
Immense.
that.
Yeah. There's a Nettle Sentinel, and I think I saw a Heritage Druid. It's looking like a good hand. And Leovold not the best against Infect, but it does something, I suppose.
So Probe, Inkmoth, Drop, Vines, Become Immense, and Force Will.
Force. So that's not bad at all. I mean, you've got Scry. We don't get to see what that
Which is a mystery.
But I mean, it's,
But it's
just
going
straight
away,
to
so
the
it doesn't
bottom.
matter.
So yeah, you've got your probe. See what's happening. You're paying for it. So his Warrior draws a Glistener off, and it's just sad. So okay, so that
Cavern of Souls?
Cavern of Souls in a natural order. Okay. And yeah, Heritage Druid, Green Sun Zenith with the other cards. So I did see a Heritage Druid. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Glimpse.
Glimpse Nature.
Okay, that's fair. So
Thank you, Matt. That's very
he
helpful.
drew. Oh, I think he actually drew an Infector. Is that? No.
Glistener?
Hang on. 1, 2.
I think he drew another Inkmoth Nexus.
Yeah, he might have. So, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to 19.
So 198. We're going to get Bayou here. Yeah.
Yeah.
First land. If you don't think your opponent has got a wasteland, get a Bayou. So my question would be: he's probably only playing 1 drop for the Leovold. Oh, beautiful! What a draw! Get that. Oh, that's why. So that was the draw for the
That's
turn.
what he got.
Pretty good draw. So, green sending here for 0. We're going to get Dryad Arbor. Obviously. No other green 0-cost creatures, I believe.
Are we Leovolding next turn?
Yeah, there'll definitely be a Leovold.
Yeah.
I would imagine that we might see a Cradle here. And then tap for 2, play both of the elves, tap for 3. Maybe? Yeah. Cradle, 2 mana, 2 elves. Tap for 3. You can't make 4 mana, so we can't natural order this turn. Okay, no. Glimpse. Okay. Interesting. So he's played both lands for the turn, or his land for the turn. 2 mana, 1 mana remaining.
Draw card. What's he got?
Nettle Sentinel, draw. Okay. So, yeah.
And we're done.
It's not a bad turn, it's just a glimpse value turn. It's surprisingly,
Couple of guys on the board.
draw 2 cards is still a pretty... Divination is still a good card. So... Todd doing some complex maths of, can I kill my opponent this turn? With, what, is that 2 Become Immense?
Yeah, he's got
2 Become
nowhere
Immense,
near
2
enough
Vines and a
fuel.
Force of Will. He's not casting Force of Will anytime soon. Yeah. Well, to infect. We did not think this through. Okay. This is not something we'd thought through, unfortunately. Oh, I can put it somewhere else. Yeah, that's a good point. Good shout, Mr. Stephen. Natural order.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so this is probably going to be Crater Hoof, just generally. No, untied. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lethal. Pretty good shout. Legacy.
No more infect.
Oh yeah. So Matt 1-0 up there.
Mm-hmm.
Only 1 damage dealt before lethal, and now the match kind of going to slow down. I would think. I mean, generally, Elves player is not going to be boarding in too much, because unless you've got sort of an incredible way of disrupting infect. So the decays.
Looks like he's looking at
it's
a
four
few abrupt
decays. 4 abrupt decays, I think. There. Boarding out Shaman is not a terrible idea. Yeah, it's not the best of ideas, but I mean, it's kind of hard when you're sideboarding elves. You need to keep a certain amount of creatures in the deck, and especially when you're boarding in removal, you get stuck in that horrible moment where you're like, okay, I need to keep a certain amount of creatures, but I also want these. But the thing with abrupt decay is obviously you can't kill Incomoth Nexus,
No.
which is
A problem.
realistically Todd's best way of killing that because of flying.
Mm-hmm.
Matt has no reach creatures. I don't think you have... Okay, some elves lists still play the Heroic Thar, in which case you do still have a reach creature. Now, generally, if you've got a Heroic Thar in play against Infect, you're probably alright. Because they've got to cast some spells to kill you. Heroic Thar
It's going to do
does an awful lot of damage. In the effect, he's also a 6/6, and you can get him on turn 2, and that causes a lot of problems for Todd. But realistically, most elf decks don't play that anymore, which is disappointing because who doesn't love the Heroic Thar?
We like some Rogue Thar.
He's a dude with hammers for hands who's managed to make a living in the world. He's a hard-working ogre beast, or whatever his type is. I don't know. I don't really know. He likes to punch people.
Very hard.
But apart from that, Elves doesn't really have any way to interact with Incomoth Nexi. At least the Road Decay, however, is uncounterable. So, the forces that Todd definitely has, but can't cast most of the time, aren't dead.
Aren't going to help.
The problem being that it is still counterable by game rules. And Todd does play 4 Finds of Vastwood, which do have that lovely moment of, oh no, wait, it does fizzle. And by fizzle, I mean countered by game rule. So, double hierarch there. We're looking at no decays, glimpse. I think a basic forest nettle sentinel heritage druid. That's a Sylvan. What's it? The one who's kneeling down with the hood. I can't remember what it's called.
Quirion Ranger.
That's the one, Quirion Ranger. So yeah. So well, that's an opener for Todd.
Yeah.
That is also a nice opener if you. Oh.
Doesn't get the keep.
Well, that's interesting because if Todd had drawn a land there, he could have played both hierarchs and attacked for 3, whereas now he'll only be able to attack for 2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is a reasonably fair days to make. I would. Well, someone's kicking a camera. Let's buy you. So, probably yeah, well.
He's back.
Okay, this would have been one amazing turn. Yeah. If Todd hadn't had the daisies, this turn would have been very silly with that Heritage Druid. That would have been brutal, that turn. Especially because I think he's got a glimpse in hand. Yeah. Todd's just going to win by attacking with a naked Glistener Elf.
He's halfway there.
Yeah. Are you saying, whoa, we're halfway there?
I'm not saying that.
I am. I'm definitely saying that.
Please don't.
It's glimpse.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is the emergency glimpse button. So yeah, little green men drawing some cards. There's a decay. So replay the Bayou. Yeah.
Second Druid.
Yeah, so Druid, draw a card. Here he's hoping for a land, black land specifically. Yeah. Oh no, black land doesn't do it because he's tapped the Bayou. He's replayed the Bayou this turn. So draw 2. I mean, normally when you draw 4 or 5 cards on a turn, you win.
Some stuff is definitely happening, yeah.
But, oh come on Todd, have it. He's Spell Pierce, yeah. But he has no way to break through. That's kind of the issue here. I mean, he's just going to shove a Visionary in front of it.
I have to.
Welcome to the Abyss. Like when you give your opponent a Marriott Lage and have no way to deal with it. And just throw guys in front of it every turn. Oh, it's Dryad Arbor. It's everyone's lovely 0 mana creature that can't do anything the turn it comes down. It blocks.
It can block.
Efficiently. It doesn't die to Abrupt Decay. It's the thing I've always loved about that card. I just want Abrupt Decay as a creature.
No.
Sadly, his creature is a land. So yeah. Draw. I didn't get to see what that was. Oh, it was Vines, I think.
Second Vines.
Second Vines. I mean, that's not bad, but...
Jumps home.
Yep, there's the land. And he's going to return it with Green Ranger. Sweet tricks. Oh, silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. So... That's fine. So, this... I'm favouring Matt, honestly.
Yeah?
Because he's doing his thing. The time has stopped. No, it hasn't. It's come back. It disappeared from this screen. I feel like Elves is getting to the point, and also this, I will counter that with this game rule of my guy's Hexproof. Well, my guy can't be targeted by spells my opponent's control. Which is fine. Like, you just got a +4/+4 effect out of your opponent's hand.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is, maybe
he's got enough guys there now.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult for...
Yeah, especially with the Dryad Arbor and picking up from Quirion Ranger if he wants to keep doing that. So
he needs to
find Trample.
Todd needs to find a...
He needs to find a Rancor. But I don't think that it plays it. I don't actually think they play any Trample.
Finds an Moth Nexus and tries to get to the next turn.
Yeah. Or Blighted Agent.
Some way of getting that damage through.
Yeah, just pushing through. That's the problem with Infect. If you're playing against a deck like Elves, you have that moment where if you've only got a Glistener Elf,
Yeah.
you're faced with a horde of 1/1s
Blockers for days.
that can return to hand and do all of these funky things. So, well, we're grabbing a second Elf. Or a Noble Hierarch. Todd just going for the Exalted Elves. Oh no, look, it's just an Elf. Elves on both sides of the table. What's he finding? No, I don't like this Glistener Elf. Oh, I was right.
He is going for
It's for mana as well. So, because he's got the Spell Pierce in hand, so he gets to not only get an extra point of power and toughness into play, it's an additional... It's Vines plus Spell Pierce, if he wanted it. Not terrible. But, like I said...
He's still going to struggle here to get through. He needs
to find that
seeing what's next.
slip through space. It's in his colours, I mean...
Not convinced it's in his deck, though.
No, I wouldn't think it is either. Although it does say draw a card. Isn't Abrupt Decay uncounterable? No. So Abrupt Decay can't be countered by spells or abilities. However, if its target would become illegal upon resolution of the spell, like that, where it can't, the Glistener cannot be the target of a spell or an ability an opponent controls, which is different to Hexproof, on Vines of Vastwood specifically. Then it doesn't gain Hexproof. It can't be the target of if it's controlled by the opponent, so it's slightly different. It doesn't resolve. It can't resolve upon. It can't go to resolution, so it is just countered by the game rule, which is different. Screw Ranger? No. Birch Law. It's a Ranger. So this is going to be a Sweet Glimpse turn, where he has like no creatures in hand. He could.
Well, he's giving Todd every chance.
Todd has had 3 or 4 draw steps. I mean,
he hasn't been lucky with them.
No, I mean, during Become Amends, it's a great card.
Yeah.
It's a really, really good card. If your opponent isn't just blocking with Dryad Arbor and putting it in their hands every single time. That's not how that card works. Does it gain trample?
It gains trample.
Does it?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I don't think it does.
Bring it up on the thing.
I'm not going to bring it up because I'm going to kill something. I don't think it does. Become Immense is just +6/+6. That's what I'm questioning. Yeah, it gains +6/+6 until end of turn. I don't know why he did that. I think he looked at it and was like, oh, hang on. Yeah, target creature gains +6/+6 until end of turn. That's a natural order. I wonder what's about to happen. The little guy's just got very large. That was a Sylvan library on top of Todd's library, so he wasn't getting anywhere. So that's 2-0 to Matt.
Well, the library would have helped him dig a bit further down.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem was that, like I said, was once you got to that stage, Elves is going to grind harder than you. Elves is going to get you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've now just got X going. Elves is going to give it to you. Todd's Elves not as effective as Matt's Elves.
No, too easy to block.
Little green men. I do love me some Elves. Cage, there's the Jit. You know, the traditional enemy of Glimpse of Nature decks. How's the average power and toughness of your guys? 1.
Many of them will die soon.
Many elves died to bring us this information.
So we've got plenty of time.
So I'm going to go get Matt.
Yeah.
You have a chat with him about that? Because I need to pick up the voicemail I just got left.
Can we get Todd in as well?
Yeah, I'll bring Todd through as well. No worries, I will go grab them.
Yeah, we'll have a quick chat with them.
And we'll bring an
We will ask him about the Become Immense.
Yes, and I will quickly swap that over to Bootcamp. So we will see you soon.
Yes. I mean, you'll still sell me, because I'm here.
True.
But George is just going to go off skipping into the store to rustle up our players. Yeah, I thought Infect was going to do a bit better than that. I was a bit surprised, but maybe if his draws had been kinder to him, it may have helped. He certainly had chances to win that. Now that George has left the room, what do I think of Red Storm? I don't know a great deal about Red Storm, so I'm not sure I have an opinion. It doesn't sound like the sort of thing I would enjoy. yeah, so I'm pretty much in love with my deck, and nothing else will come close. I started off with Omnitel. Was the first sort of legacy deck I bought. Well, that's not true. I started off with Jund because I played Jund in Modern, and it was a fairly small upgrade. Eventually went over to Omnitel and played in a GP London event a few years ago now. But the plan was always to get onto lands. It's the kind of the deck I first saw being streamed and really enjoyed it, like the way that it attacked a slightly different angle, and it just takes a bit of time to put together. But it is now, and it's brilliant. I love the deck. Thoughts on Mud? I've played it. I didn't enjoy it. It can be awesome. I've played against a guy who was running something fairly similar. Well, 12 posty. That was pretty brutal. But no, Mud's not for me. What do I think? What deck do I think is the easiest transition into Legacy from modding? Okay, well, Burn I think is pretty nice, and I think that's why a lot of the guys here do make that transition. I didn't find Jund particularly bad, especially at the time, because it was like a few. So I needed some Bloodbraid Elves, Deathwatch Shamans, Badlands, and Bayou, which were to be fair cheaper back then. Dredge, I guess it depends on whether you need, well, whether you're going like the whole Lion's Eye Diamond route, because that gets a bit spendy. So it depends on which way you want to go. But the way I always kind of, because what we do here is we try and encourage people to find a deck they enjoy and slowly build up into it, which is why you see some like the playtest cards here, so that we're just trying to grow the scene nice and organically over the last few years. Hey guys.
Hello. This is
So that
friendly.
was fairly rapid.
That was quick.
Yeah. How did
Combo
you,
versus combo. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was good fun. How did you find it? Was it enjoyable? Because I thought Todd would win. To be honest, I thought Todd would kill all those elves, but
I've two ways to give my creatures trample. So
yeah,
it's not enough. It's just not enough. Should we sit down?
yeah, have a sit down. With us.
Get my ugly mug on the screen.
Yeah, hopefully we won't break everything, because I don't know how to put it back together if we do.
Punch up.
It's cosy.
Yeah, I thought the second game you had some chances to kind of draw something. You know, you looked to be floundering a little bit trying to get things happening on your side, but then you just vomited out a whole bunch of dudes. It's
I was
blockers forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the natural order in hand. If it wasn't for the pressure on the Dryad Arbor, I'd be able to keep that down. But
Yeah, I think your block was pretty greedy, considering my deck gives trample.
yeah, I
But
haven't
then-
played Infect, so
Yeah,
I don't know what Infect
I don't know.
is.
It felt greedy. So.
Yeah.
Like, if I did find trample,
Yeah.
you were dead on that. But maybe it wasn't greedy, because you wouldn't be able to get enough blockers underneath it.
Yeah, well, I needed the rest of my stuff anyway. If I lose all that, then
You're dead
Yeah,
next
yeah,
time.
I'm dead anyway,
Yeah,
so-
yeah, fair.
Yeah. No, I was thinking I just need an Inkmoth Nexus. You know, just
Yeah,
that one,
yeah. It was
Blood
Inkmoth
Agent.
Nexus or trample. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe it was a bad keep game one. Yeah, it was probably a bad keep game one. But there we go.
Yeah.
Hey ho. Not very interactive, let's be honest.
no,
No, well, hopefully we'll
find someone more interesting to watch.
Yeah, it's
Oh, well, we had the pick of everyone, and we thought we'd go for you guys. We thought it
Thanks.
would be a good match,
well,
and it certainly was a match. We have any questions from guys in chat?
they're on their own little modern.
Yeah, they're asking how do we get into Legacy from Modern? Just do it. You won't regret it. It's the best.
Yeah, Burn or Dredge, I guess.
Yeah, for me it was Jund.
Burn's probably the closest.
Because at the time the Badlands and Bayous and that weren't too expensive. I already had my Deathwatch Shamans from Return to Ravnica days. Let's be honest, Bloodbraid Elf is not expensive.
No.
So, of the other people you've seen in the room, what would you like to play up against next?
I want to play Death and Taxes.
Uh-huh.
I want to play Matthias, who's playing Soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Something non-controlly would be nice.
Yeah.
Can't think of any decks I've seen. Soldiers would be fun. It's a fun one to have on stream.
Yeah,
but
Soul Soldiers is
I mean,
good.
if you can see through the foil, I think there's some non-foil basics you'll be able to discern.
We'll be okay with those. Thank you for holding up the playtest cards, because that was kind of handy. They are hard to read through the camera.
I mean, to be fair, it's mostly just lands left in here that need replacing.
Cradles and
the cradles and the bays.
You get them, man. You get them. Yeah, I think it's a thing that takes some time, isn't it? Dad in feature mat or not? I'm not sure who Dad is.
Who are these people?
I don't know who any of these people
I don't know.
are.
Who is Dad?
Crawley Beast is a massive fan of yours. Your sleeves.
Thanks.
Yeah. He obviously plays spiders.
Yeah, I think that's... Well, I need to know who Dad is.
Yeah.
If you tell us who Dad really is, like they're Dad Manson, okay. Why do you call him Dad? I must find out why he's called Dad.
He's got a very dad demeanour about him,
Has
don't
he?
you think? Yeah.
My dad was very different.
You mean he wasn't taxing?
No. We'll see. Maybe we can get Mr. Mouncer on stream, depending how he's doing.
Because the play group's 21 to 25.
And he's 30. Oh, God, what am I? Granddad then?
Yeah. Grandad Newman.
That's
and,
me.
Dad Mouncer.
Yeah. Playgroup's 21 to 25 and he's 31, 6 years old.
I don't think he's on Death and Taxes tonight, though, is he?
I don't know. He's a bit difficult to... I mean, for me it's
Pin
very
down.
easy, but for
Yeah.
him it's kind of like, well, he could be on... And
Maybe he is
Uncle
on
Steve, I'm like, okay, I can take that.
Uncle's a good... Yeah, less responsibilities than Uncle.
No responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. You can just throw the kids about.
Throw them about.
You'd be
Fill
and
them
then
full of
go home.
chocolates.
Yeah.
It's yours, bye. I've got them all excited.
This
and
is
hyper.
full of sugar.
I'm
You
out.
can have this.
I can't guarantee it's not going to be sick. I'll see you
Oh, dear.
later. Yeah, so we've still got a quarter of an hour, I think, on our round timer.
Yeah, that was
I don't know.
quite.
It was going to be a quick match.
That was a quick one. Yeah, I don't know if we've got any other people finishing up quickly. Start the next round. So how are you guys enjoying Legacy? Are you having fun with it? Or?
So much fun.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Yeah.
If I can complete Infect and Death and Taxes, I'll be happy.
You'd be a smart
Those
guy.
are my decks, yeah.
Mm.
One is oppressive, and the other one is ludicrously quick, so, you know.
Yeah.
That's the balance.
Elves is a lot of fun, and apparently the deck to play now with the bannings.
Really?
Yeah. It's getting expensive, and the longer I wait, the harder it's going to be to buy.
Yeah, the cradles are a bit of a pain in the
Cradles, the
bum.
bays.
Yeah, and the buyouts as well.
I hate the buyouts. They drive me mad.
And Guy's Cradle aren't really, they're not on the prize walls really, are they?
No,
You don't get them.
no, it's really frustrating.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, the game is primarily a game.
Mm.
You know, and you get these guys buying them. If I had like infinite money, I'd be like cracking open all of those graded cases.
Yeah.
Like, this is a game that need to be played with. But, I don't, so I'm not doing that.
Don't have that kind of money. Well, we should all buy some lottery tickets, right?
We should all buy
Isn't
lottery
this
tickets.
weekend £101 million?
Is it?
Yeah,
Interesting.
in the Euro Millions, I think.
Cool. Will
101 million.
will they
That
let
is
us-
enough to crack Legacy wide open.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it'd be nice if we can get some more players in. It's growing nicely. It'd be nice if we can have like a sanctioned event at some point, get enough people together with decks, but
Yeah.
people are kind of building up, so
Do you have to have a complete deck to play
for it to be
If it's
sanctioned,
sanctioned,
yeah. But that would be sweet.
But still, we could, I mean, if people are willing to pay, right, you can start buying cards and
Yeah.
giving them as prizes. That's
You
that's
could.
what they do in London.
Yeah, you could do
You
that.
know, they get 50. The one I went to was 50 players,
Mm.
£15 entry, guaranteed jewels for the top 8.
Sweet.
Nice.
So if
You
you
know,
get if
There's that strange balance though, isn't it? Because if you put prizes on like that, you're going to get people in from all over the country and possibly bits of Europe.
Mm.
You know, and I'm more interested in growing the
local
community
yeah, all right.
rather than
You want the locals to top 8.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course I do.
Yeah.
Oh, every time we do anything, I want us to do well.
yeah.
We
true.
did well at the last
GP.
PPTQ that we
Oh.
went down on
yeah.
a couple of weeks ago. A few of us. We had 4 local players in the top 8,
Not bad.
which was pretty sweet. I was not one of them. I was playing eggs. I I think I broke some guy's spirit, but never mind. They're the risks you take.
We stopped at Uncle Steve. That's,
We have.
Have we bored the viewers?
Yeah, they've all chipped off. Yeah. So the iconic master stuff's all spoiled now.
Yeah, he's in there.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Skyward Fire Games. Who knows? God, I didn't know Pat had such a following.
Of course he does. He's a good guy.
We need to get a little emoji of him, right?
We could try. Don't know what's going on with some of these emojis. See, everyone's after that. Well, we have to see how it's going.
Yeah.
If he's, he might have done really badly and gotten the buy, in which case he's not getting on the table. That'd be boring. A horde of cats. Okay. We get it, guys. You want to see
Yeah, we
Patrick
wanna see
sling some
Patrick.
spells. We'll see what we can do. I can't make any promises.
Oh, meow.
They demand little P.
There's a riot on our hands.
Mm-hmm. We've lost the audience, boys. It's gone.
There's not enough magic on stream. Let's be
No.
honest.
No, we need the next round to start and get some more games happening. See how we do.
Yeah, favourite spoilers of Iconic Masters
Yeah.
then?
Oh.
I was
Horizon
interested.
Canopy.
Yeah, the Horizon
That-
Canopy does
yeah.
look really
Horizon
sweet.
Canopy.
Is that a new foil for?
No, I've got
Lands?
the Expedition, so I'm good.
You're happy with Expeditions?
I like the Expedition.
Don't want set foil Groves.
I've got set four.
Oh,
Groves.
you've got original set foil Groves.
Yeah.
haven't you? Yeah.
The X1 will have an impact on Legacy.
Merfolk maybe, but it's hard to compete with her.
I haven't seen anything that I'm too interested in.
It's hard to say because there's not anything I'd say would go in modern Merfolk from Ixalan so far.
Oh no, I think
Like there's the legendary one that kind of takes Kira's place.
definitely does if you're playing an aggressive game plan,
Yeah.
and it doesn't. It works every
Obviously,
time
it's-
that's for some it's targeted, right?
So that's kind of something, but
And it's instead of a 2/2 flyer, it's probably a 5/5 island walker.
yeah,
So
Which seems good.
that
it does have the
seems
synergy
to
for it.
really.
But whether that'll be a fit in,
I think it's a straight fit in. If Mimic, what was it, Metallic Mimic,
Metallic Mimic, yeah.
can crack into modern
That list.
Merfolk, I'm pretty sure that can take the place of Kira.
Yeah, I think we'd have to ask Kieran. He's our
Yeah,
Merfolk man.
Merfolk player, yeah. But then Enchantress in Legacy, so who knows? He might have no interest. I think, what was he looking at? Cheap Man, Gaia's Cradle, Enchantment.
Oh, the
one that you've already won.
the one that flips,
If you
yeah.
can cast it, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
there we got
must admit, when I look at the spoilers for the new sets, I have looked at Ixalan and it does look sweet, and I might actually be tempted to play a
I
little
was
bit
gonna
of
say, I'm
standard.
really
Yeah.
tempted to try and draft it.
Yeah.
Like I said, try and get into standard.
It's definitely makes standard more exciting. More interaction, less I do this big thing.
Yeah.
Does it win? No, because I'm gonna tap my big thing that puts a big thing in.
They're two good things.
So much interaction,
Yeah.
you know. Whereas this looks more combat based. Tribes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pirates has definitely been pushed. Though.
Yeah.
The dinosaurs
big
all
time.
look great.
Yeah, I feel like Merfolk haven't been pushed as much.
How are we doing, sir?
Okay.
Oh, thank you for coming in to talk to us.
Where's yours going?
Good luck in your next round.
Yeah, I look forward to winning the buy.
Well, you know, it's a victory, right, Todd?
Yeah,
It's a
definitely.
victory.
Not complaining.
Where did George go?
He went that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't see beyond the door.
Okay, fair enough.
This is my world. Fella.
Okay, so
How are we doing for time? And
everyone's finished.